And we are back here at New Smyrna for the Tour Modifieds. In just a few moments' time, they will be racing, they'll actually be qualifying in about 5 minutes, as they are currently in a practice session for the time being. Once again, welcome back to the Racing Line Broadcasting Network. As many drivers are over on the track as of right now, Ryan Doucette being one of them. He's had a lot of success in these tour mods. At least finishing the race as he almost completely nails the car off turn 4. Doing the usual commentary production as usual, I am Gary Weaver. Hoping my voice survives for the rest of this night. But honestly, I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of changes will happen across the course of this race, since the track state is just a little bit of, well, it's not exactly a track state, but the timing basically, it's just about sunset, so it's in between that middle point of, it's not nighttime, but it's also not daytime, so I believe it's a dusk at this point is what it's called. So this is going to be interesting to see who comes out on top after this. At the moment, it's Riley Stenjum who's first in the first in the practice timing. Taking a look at drivers around the racetrack, Keith Jeffrey is one of these drivers that we're looking at right now. It's right on board. And there he goes into the inside wall, unfortunately. Rick Webster back in his a bit of a tribute paint scheme to the Wood Brothers in that number 18. Unless I'm looking at that paint scheme completely wrong, and that's not even close to the Wood Brothers paint scheme. That's just the red and the, let's see, well, we'll definitely see it from here as he's wheeling it off the corner. It's a little bit of a mock-up of that paint scheme, so it's very clever. Adam Jocelyn comes to a stop, Drew Krybick on the track. So we're here for part 2. Not really a fan of splitting broadcasts up into parts, but then again, I don't really want people to watch this back and skip through all the way down to where this race will be starting. So that explains the split up. The same thing will be happening tomorrow night as well. There will also be another split up. There will be part 1 and part 2, just because of the time difference in between. Oh, Kyle Danik into the outside wall, heavy into the inside. You could be seeing this a lot in this race. Kyle Souza is back in his regular number 7, 4th on the timing. Junior Harville pulls into pit road, so he could be expecting pit stops as well. That's something to look ahead for, is pit stops during this race, and that's what some drivers mentioned, especially at Sammy Roush. He was thinking, oh great, we have pit stops. Just paraphrased what he was saying. So he was talking about what kind of what fuel to use, how much. And then he was reminded that we have pit stops. So it's going to be quite interesting to see what plays out here in these 125 laps tonight. So the lights are fully on, sun is almost 100% set. And Kyle Souza, nope, Chris Canfield is going to be the first one to set a lap time in. Souza may be waiting just a little bit later this time. Last time he tried to qualify, I believe it was in this car as well. Last night he spun out on his first lap, and he almost does right here. Chris Canfield is going to be the first driver to set a lap time here in a few moments. Kyle Souza spun off turn number 2. He's doing fine this time around. Chris Canfield, however, spun off turn number 2, so Kyle Souza is going to be the first driver to set a lap time. Across the line, he will be in the first place with a 16.035 for the time being. And knocking him off the podium with a 16.033, just 0.02 of a second faster, is the 15 of Kyle O'Dana. Chris Canfield running the top side. He's going to be trying to put in one of a lap time of his own. That one did not count as it was his warm-up lap. This is his last chance. He spun off 2. Will he spin off of 4, or will he save it? We can see this man wheel a race car very well. 16.207. Fastest driver so far is Dave Badillo with a 15.955. Glenn Prosser III making his first lap. And across the line with a 16.224, Tarek Robinson going to start his lap time as well. Across the line, 16.119. Keith Jeffrey going to be setting his lap time as well. Across the line he goes. 16.035 in 5th. Riley Stenjum. We'll see what lap time he can put down, and he'll slide off the corner and into the grass just feet before the start-finish line. I'm not sure if that was his first attempt or second, considering he's back on pit road. That could have been a second attempt. He's the only driver to not set lap time outside of Adam Jocelyn and Drew Krybeck, who comes across the line with a 16.155 in 14th. Adam Jocelyn spins off turn 2, turn 4, and Stenjum is the only driver to not qualify, along with Adam Jocelyn. Someone's doing burnouts. I think it's Carpenter. That's Canfield. Here's Canfield finding something to do as Carpenter is casually making laps around. Stenjum still sitting in pit road, possibly waiting for the timer to run out. And looks like that would be Riley's last attempt, unfortunately. So your current, well, not exactly the leader, but your pole sitter is Dave Badillo in the 16. So far, so good on his count. So actually Stenjum is making his lap time right now. He just comes across the line. 16.088. That was his warm-up lap. Oh, almost off the wall there off turn number 2. Coming off of turn 4, almost hits the wall. 16.120. And that's also not going to count, so looks like our timing is just counting his previous laps. So that must have been his last lap, and he's just deciding to take a few practice laps. 16.1 is sort of the number to beat for the most common lap time set. As Dave Badillo will be starting in first place here in just a few moments. So heat 1, race 1, actually quite sudden to be honest. Looks like this will be skipped in a few moments, since Adam Jocelyn is the only driver that's in this heat race since he didn't qualify, or set a lap time, I should say. Well, for the most exciting one lap ever of a heat race, not sure if this is going to be forced or not. We'll find out if Adam Jocelyn is going to get the easiest heat race win ever. Unfortunately, though, we're missing 23 other drivers. And yeah, it looks like it's just going to be forced by iRacing, unfortunately, for this race to happen. So Adam Johnson's probably going to pull off. But we'll see if we can get some interviews here with the, if we can even get the qualifying grid up. Dave Badillo probably, and Ryan Doucette. And as Dave Badillo has broken the 16-second barrier, the only driver as well. But if he isn't available, then we'll just go with some other drivers. We'll go with Samuel Roush here in a few moments. So easiest win award goes to the number 83, who's getting a few extra laps of practice. I believe that's a little bit unfair, but either way. Samuel Roush, well, I was hanging out, of course, over with you guys just before qualifying, and you were mentioning something about fuel. I know that, and tires as well. Strategy definitely going to be coming into effect in this race. What are you expecting out of this?
Well, we do have an extra set of tires for tonight's race. I think everybody should be fine with fuel, and anyone who shorts their fuel even a little bit might actually have a chance. It's been not very clean with the mod races, or at least a lot of cautions, or some net code, and you know these are open wheel cars, so any little contact can really make a big disaster quickly. So key here is more than likely, if it goes the way the last few nights have gone, it's going to be quite a few cautions, and it's going to be a battle of when to take the tires. Do you want to take it early and get the track position? Do you want to take it late? Maybe catch some people on some older tires and have some fresh tires at the end and rock it to the front. So it's going to be a gamble. It'll be an exciting little twist, though, to tonight's race.
Yeah, this gamble is going to be pretty interesting. We're going to go ahead and let you go. So good luck out there for tonight.
Yeah, thanks, man. If you don't mind me mentioning a couple things, of course, iRacing for letting me do this, and then Sim Marketing Solutions for sponsoring the super late model. I've forgotten them the last couple times you interviewed me, and Dynamic Auto Sports with the great cars as well.
Oh, no problem.
You as well for broadcasting the race, and Matt Rawl for putting on such a great league.
Oh yeah, no problem. So that was oh goodness, that was Samuel Roush, as we're just watching Adam Jocelyn kind of cheat the system. Not intentionally, of course, but we're just watching him get a few extra laps of practice, more than likely unwanted extra laps. But, you know, if he has to do them, he's going to do them. He's not going to like it, but he's going to do them. Or we can get no, we can't. I was going to say, I wonder if we could get an in-car interview with him, but unfortunately we can't. That'd be quite entertaining, though. We're going to see if we can get, let's see, where's some... Excuse me. Goodness gracious. Sneezing out of nowhere. Gotta love it. But we'll see if we can get possibly Kyle Souza. I would be looking through the starting grid, but unfortunately, actually, I think I still can, and I can. So Kyle Souza qualified 4th, going off of that. So we will go ahead and have a talk with him. Kyle Souza, do you have us?
We got you.
Well, as per usual, you are basically an impromptu in-race reporter at this point, considering how many times I've talked to you. But aside from that, you managed to qualify 4th off of this race. So anything that you're looking ahead for in this race that you're trying to do strategy-wise, or just run it straight through?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit different than the rest of the week. Obviously, more laps, and the tires are gonna matter when you take them. I know fourth is good, but I'm a little disappointed because I missed the lap. Probably had a shot at the pole, but we'll see. I think it's gonna be make it to lap 100 and figure out what you're gonna put your tires on and track position. I mean, we've seen it all week in both cars. The track position matters so much that if you're not in the top two or three with 25 to go, you're probably just hanging on for dear life, honestly.
Yeah, hang on for dear life isn't the best, but somehow Chris Canfield is the best at doing that while somehow simultaneously not spinning out. So props to him on that. I believe he's actually in this race tonight, but either way, this is going to be quite interesting, especially since it's a much longer race, 125 laps as compared to 60, and it's also at night. So what differences are you expecting from last night's race compared to tonight?
Well, I think the tracks get a little bit more grip tonight just from the practice laps I took, which I think is a good thing, especially for the guys up front. We've been sliding around a little bit, and I found that you want to go fast, you got to slide a little bit. So I think the grip's going to help us out, but I think overall 25 cars for 125 laps. We've seen a little bit this week. It can cause a little bit of trouble. Hopefully it doesn't, though. We need to get some green flag laps early and get strung out. And then I really think it comes down to when you put the tires on. The track position matters, but if there's a guy that puts tires on it halfway and gets out front, I'm not sure you can really pass him because the tires, I don't think, mean too much if the cars are handling good. So it's going to be interesting. I don't know. I don't really know what to expect, which is weird for a race like this. We usually know what we're dealing with, but I don't feel like I really do. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's just gonna be pretty interesting to look forward to. So, well, we'll probably more than likely talk with you during a caution. So, until then, good luck tonight, and we hope to see you later.
Yeah, thanks. I just want to send a quick shout out to Matt and everybody that's putting this together. This has been an interesting week. We were just talking about it off the air. A lot of races in a short period of time here, and Matt's done a really good job of putting it all together and putting all the purse money together and putting this on. So thanks to him and all the guys that are setting the car up for me, and hopefully we can at least get one more win. I can't run tomorrow because I'm headed to the actual World Series, so I'm hoping to end the week with a win tonight.
Oh man, hopefully, no pressure.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and let you go. Thanks for the time.
Thanks, guys.
I think Kyle knows that it's well, technically, guys, in terms of everyone watching as well, aside from just me. And well, we're just about to man, this is perfect timing, Matt. I was just about to bring you in for an interview as well.
Sounds great.
So yeah, tonight, like you mentioned, a little bit of a slight error on Irison's part. Unfortunately, Adam Jocelyn has about 30 extra laps qualifying, or practice rather, but works out for him. You never know. But aside from that, though, how's this entire week been running it?
It's been pretty good overall. Yeah, real quickly, like I said on the format here tonight, we have 37 cars in the entry list, so we had this race scheduled to have a B main in case we needed to send some cars home and whatnot. So we set it up with the heat race format, and apparently when you don't have enough cars to send home, you still got to run the heat race anyway, so lucky Adam gets to run a few laps here on his own. But the week overall has been pretty good. We've had some neck code issues a little bit in the tour mods mostly. That's caused a couple extra cautions that probably didn't need to happen, but been decent. The races have been short so far. We've had a lot of 60 lappers and 75 lappers so far. So this is the first race tonight where we have 125. So we should see things spread out a little bit more here tonight in the tour mods. These guys have put on some good racing so far. And we've got one more night tomorrow, so whatever these guys do tonight, it'll put them in place tomorrow to hopefully go for the week-long championship. I believe in the tour mods, Riley Stengem is leading those points. And we were in the super late model race earlier, and Dallas was leading those points before the race, and he picked up the win, so he put himself in a good spot tomorrow to go out there and win the super late model championship as well. So, yeah, it's a long week, a lot of racing going on, but these guys are having fun with it, and it's been pretty good.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting, especially since for tomorrow night it's going to be the opposite of right now. So super late models will be getting 60 laps, and then nope, that's actually tonight's format. Tour mods will be getting 60 laps, and super lates will be getting. Still mixing that up. It's been a long night, I will say that. But no, it was right actually. Yeah, 60 laps for the tour mods, 125 for the super lates tomorrow night. So At this point, pretty much every single car has been raced in every single condition for the past 3 or 4 nights.
Yeah, we've made sure the format was switched up every night, so it wasn't all the same the entire week long. It was, Tour Mods going first one night, Super going first the next night, just to mix things up a little bit. And because we're using the time of day features, it also allowed us to give each division a couple races in the late afternoon, a couple at sunset, and a couple at night, just to mix things up a little bit. I think it's throwing the drivers for curveball just a little bit with the iRacing weather that we have, but they've adapted pretty well to it. Yeah, we're getting right down to it.
And it's going to be pretty interesting, especially for tonight's main event, which is going to be happening in about 4 minutes. So
yeah, these guys have a quick warm up here. The guys that didn't have to run that B main.
Yep.
So Adam gets more time. Yeah, these guys are just gonna put some final touches on their setups, and we'll get underway here in just a couple minutes. So I'm gonna jump out of here. Let you get back to your thing. I just want to thank real quick our sponsor, TNT Family Investments. They've been a long time partner of ours, so big thanks to them for this. And we're getting ready to go racing here, so
yep, gonna go ahead
in a little bit.
All right, yeah, gonna go ahead and let you go. Good luck out there.
Thanks.
Not exactly out there, as he's over in the race control booth, but good for him to get some time. But yeah, so this race is sponsored by TNT Family Investments, and they provide 80 rental and vacation homes over in Panama City, Florida. And this race is also sponsored by, well, not really sponsored, but brought to you by, essentially, EastWest Promotions and SARA, the Sim Auto Racing Association. So this race is going to be coming up in just a few moments. I kind of feel bad for Adam, but at the same time, he gets many extra laps of practice, but he's probably choosing to sit this one out. Currently, it is Keith Jeffrey on the top of the timing sheet for this warm-up session, and he was almost on top of that inside wall there as he spun out, as he nearly spun out off of turn number 4. Decides to park it, try again. So we're probably going to go over the starting grid just a little bit early, depending on if the starting grid is correctly showing, and it is not, apparently, which is quite strange. So we'll go through this. Jeffrey Murphy, that is unfortunately the actual warm-up session. There we go. So we should be having Dave Badillo and Ryan Doucette on the front row. We'll hold off on a little bit just to make sure that everything is actually correct. So hold off on the starting grid, but it's going to be Dave Badillo and Ryan Doucette. Dave Badillo, once again, the only driver to break into the 15-second barrier of lap times. And he should be around the track somewhere. There he is. He's running, actually, he's back on pit road, making his way out. So practice is about to end. Apologies for the silence. There's unfortunately not much to talk about. It's just qualifying. And apologies for the inaccuracy of the top bar there. But this time by 10 seconds until the actual main event starts. And qualifying is... Sorry, not qualifying. Warm-up is over. And your starting grid is as follows. In first place, it's David Deal with a 15.955. Again, the only driver to break into the 15-second barrier. Ryan Doucette, 0.033 seconds away from doing the same, but he starts in second on the outside. Kyle Danik and Kyle Souza start on the second row, I should say, in third and fourth position. Fifth place is Keith Jeffrey in the 88. Gerald John starts in sixth. Seventh place, Tyler Chadwick. Eighth is Junior Harville. Ninth will be Zach Murphy, and Derek Robinson rounds out the top 10. And the 76 of Royce Scrivano starts in 11th. 12th place to his outside is Chris Forrester. Brad Carpenter and Drew Krybick start 13th and 14th respectively. 15th is going to be Chris Canfield, as 16th will be Rick Webster in the Wood Brothers Inspired Paint Scheme. Len Pressel III starts in 17th. 18th is Samuel Roush. 19th will be Clifton Cockrell. 20th is the 49 of Jason Perkins. Jeffrey Harden starts in 21st. 22nd, Garland Bennett. 23rd will be Steve Costley. 24th is Riley Stenjum. And somehow 25th is going to be Adam Jocelyn. I believe Adam Jocelyn's added on to the end of this just because he finished the heat race. So just one extra car for tonight's main event. So pace car is about to pull off this time by. Give the field to the number 16 of Dave Badillo. Pace car to pit road. Green flag is out. Underway for 125 laps. Off the corner in turn number 2, or off turn number 2, it's going to be Kyle Souza and Kyle O'Danick. Battle of the Kyles side by side, as it's going to be O'Danick who's successful for the time being. Souza comes away successful for the time being on the top side. He defends that fourth place position, I should say. Keith Jeffrey is third. Sorry, Keith Jeffrey is fifth. Kyle O'Danick third. Kyle Souza is in fourth. And quickly single file for the most part, unless you're back about 10th place and anywhere else, as Zach Murphy somehow found his way up a few positions. Oh, a little bit of contact. Chris Canfield almost got turned there off turn number 4. And battling side by side is going to be pretty much everybody from 14th on back. 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th are all side by side. No contact. Up the track goes Krybick. Down to the inside goes Carpenter, passing at Glenn Pressel III for position at number 14, at 31 on the low side. Trying to find some type of momentum, and look at the 18 of Webster. He's trying to do whatever he can, almost gets cut off by the 12 of Krybick. Almost twice, I believe. Webster finally has a space on the top side, but that's going to be quickly taken away by the 49 of Jason Perkins. All this side-by-side battling in the back as Perkins hits the wall of turn number 2. Kyle O'Danick has caught up to the back bumper. Ryan Doucette almost turned him there. And definitely not intentionally. He slid up just ever so slightly when he tried to put that car into the inside of that 71. Rick Webster holding off Riley Stenjum for the time being, but top side comes Riley, and the 18 of Webster is going to fall back. So Kyle O'Danick trying to get down to the inside of Doucette. And with how long this race is, chances are we may be going with at least a voice break. Just a few moments, just for a few laps. Give the voice to rest and just let everyone enjoy the sights and sounds. Hello, Kyle Souza. Don't want to really introduce you to the outside wall just yet. Kyle Danik, in the meantime, tries to make his way down to the inside somehow, some way. Trying to get by Ryan Doucette, at least alongside Doucette, but he may just decide to lay back for the time being. So Harville and Chadwick 7th and 8th. This could be a little bit of a battle. This could be a position change in a few laps even. Chris Canfield, meanwhile, is in the middle of a position change by going straight by Derek Robinson. Well, actually, he went by Zach Murphy. Now he goes by Derek Robinson, who's on the top side in that white numbered machine. And somehow almost not getting turned was Zach Murphy in the 29. And Canfield slides out the corner. There it is. Lap 14, just off turn number 4. Lap 13, I should say, as the leaders have already crossed the line. Chris Canfield was on lap 13 at the time. And he's going to slide again off turn 4. He's still wheeling that thing as much as he can. We'll see if we can get a in-car shot of him here. Oh, crash in the back. That's Drew Krybick in the number 12. Caution is out. I saw that through the back window ever so slightly where Krybick, well, somebody had spun around. That somebody turned out to be Drew Krybick. We'll see. He was on the inside of what looks to be the 49 and just spins out. And that was the 49 of Perkins. It was on the top side, so Krybick may have just overestimated that just ever so slightly. But another angle coming up here in just a few moments. Yeah, he just slid up. That was actually the 14 of Chris Forrester. So apologies for that to the 49 of Perkins. No one has yet went to pit road. And I can see why, as we're only 17 laps in. And they're coming to 18 laps complete into 17 laps complete, 18 laps in for this race. So, as well, slight microphone issues. Stand by for a quick second. Apologies. So, lights on the pace car are out. This time around, we'll be going green with 121 laps to go. Field in control of Dave Badillo, the number 16. As soon as the pace car pulls off, it's free reign for Badillo. Doucette, Souza, O'Danick, and Jeffrey, your top 5 as the green flag is back out. Alright, quickly side by side, and Doucette having some issues as he's going to slide right up. Everyone's still single, well, double file, and a little bit of a bump to O'Danick, I believe, off the corner. Side by side between Jeffrey and John. Jeffrey on the inside. Top side is Gerald John. And now it's going to be Junior Harville on the inside as the 44 is going to be quickly falling back, unfortunately. Oh, he's going to try and protect that position as much as possible. Chadwick may not like that. And the 09 and that, oh, there goes John all the way up to the top side. This is going to be bad for Canfield. He turns at 26, I believe that's who that is. 44 also gets collected. Krybik, I believe, is who that was. No, it was Scrivano that got the worst of this. And somehow, the 18, I believe that's who that is. No, the 19 of Glenn Presley III. I think he avoided all of that just at the last second. Second caution is already out. And I don't believe he actually avoided that, but we did see that as it happened. Replay coming up at about half speed. As there's Canfield, he's going to make his way up. Almost gets turned by Gerald John. Corrects. Gets the 76. Goes sliding all over the place. Somebody takes out a cone on the inside. The 19 goes sliding through. I'm not seeing many drivers that made it through clean. They straight through the wreck. There are about 5 drivers sitting there. 6 actually that made it through the wreck pretty clean. 21, I believe, is one of them. So we're definitely going to be getting an onboard look here from the 44. There's the contact. He goes way up. Oh, he slid as well. Comes down to the 03 by mistake. And, oh, man. And just all these drivers. And a quick leave by Gerald John. As his car is pretty much destroyed at this point. So unfortunately, Gerald John is done, but props to a few drivers that did manage to avoid it. Garland Bennett in the 30 being one of many. The 21 as well, just in front of him. Oh, they made contact, but they did avoid the main... Oh, they did avoid the main wreck. Somehow, same with Adam Jocelyn. He almost got rear-ended by Garland when he was checking out for the wreck. That 21 machine is the driver of Clifton Cockrell. So lights are on the pace car this time by. Field in control of the 16 in a few moments once the pace car pulls off once again. Green flag is out and we are underway. It's already side by side for about third place for any position aside from first. Third place going to be under fire, and that's Ryan Doucette on the inside. Kyle Souza trying to defend top side, and he will. Tyler Chadwick is on the inside of, looks to be the 69 actually, of Derek Robinson. Those two battle side by side for position number 7, and into the wall. Krybik makes an avoidance. Actually, that was the 13 of Samuel Roush that made an avoidance there. Side by side for 8th place between Samuel Roush on the inside, Derek Robinson top side, and not anymore as Samuel Roush will relinquish that. Jason Perkins top side in the 49, trying to get around Drew Krybik in the 12. Krybik trying to do the same except on the inside and slightly less preferred line at this point. As far as the lead group goes, well, we have Dave Badillo in the lead in this number 16. Kyle O'Danick in second. Third place, the 7 of Kyle Souza. The 71 of Ryan Doucette. And 5th place, Keith Jeffrey in the 88. They are all single file. And 2 drivers that may not be single file is pretty much this entire top 4. All right, now that gap has between O'Danick and Souza's kind of opened up. I try to say the gap between O'Danick and Badillo, that's opened up ever so slightly. Oh, into the outside wall, both drivers, the 7 of Souza and the 71 of Doucette. They make contact, battle side by side, about 4 drivers battling side by side at the same time. We'll take a look at Robinson and Roush. They're still, I wonder if they've been battling side by side this entire time, ever since we cut away. But aside from that, Roush finally gets by the 69 of Robinson, which means now it's going to be Adam Jocelyn in the 11th place position at the line, trying to get by Jason Perkins in the 49. He's up on the top side, trying to retain whatever position he can. And almost gets the 12 of Kryvik. The 12 of Kryvik is going to be unfortunately involved in this one. This is going to be quite interesting. Garland Bennett got the worst of that, I believe. Kryvik and Jocelyn both survive for the time being. Jocelyn sets his sights on Kryvik off turn number 4. No movement yet, and look how quickly the laps are ticking away. 125 laps at a short track. It's actually quite impressive. If you do want to, if you are wondering where the Tour Modified race is, well, it is here. It's actually in a, as far as I know, on YouTube, as we'll hold off on that. 83 Jocelyn's going to make a move on Kryvik for 10th. The Tour Modified race is on YouTube under Part 1. Somebody was in the outside wall of Turn 2, I believe. I believe that was Stenjum. Oh, he's going to be sideways. Look, you could see from up here how much he was wheeling that car. Oh my goodness. No, that is definitely worth the replay right there. That was impressive driving. Look at how much he had to turn that so many times. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely impressive. And there he is now, just casually wheeling that like nobody's business. Back to the Tour Modified race, or the Super Late Model race. Apologies for that slight mix-up and confusion it may have caused, as we are currently looking at a battle for 14th. Oh, crash in front. Heavy crash. 4 drivers involved. 83 on his roof. That's Adam Jocelyn. He is out of this race for good. I'll hold off on that one more time. As it happened between Derek Robinson and Kryvik, and Kryvik just got loose, overcorrected, and just completely took out the 83. Oh my goodness. Well, 12 of Kryvik, he tried to save it. There he is. He saves it, corrects, and then it just snaps to the right. 49 also involved. 14, 21 involved. About 4 drivers got a piece of that. 5 drivers are permanently done. Well, not permanently done, but they definitely got a piece of damage out of that. So, now that we actually have a space to talk about that, the Super Late Model race is under a Part 1 over on YouTube. As for Facebook Live, honestly not sure. It may be under the archived videos, or the saved videos here on the SARA Facebook page. But aside from that, the same format will be happening tomorrow night as well. We will get the the 60-lap Tour Modified race. We'll break it off. We'll break off the broadcast into 2 parts, just so we don't have people who want to watch it back just skipping through the video. So a few drivers in pit road. Glenn Russell III may have gotten a piece of that. He's actually taking tires as well. His first pit stop. I believe he does have a few significant amount of damage. Robinson definitely in pit road. But Dave Badillo currently in the lead. As we're closing in on halfway. Halfway point is going to be... halfway point on this 125 lap event is going to be lap 62. Technically lap 63, considering that it's 62 and a half. So we're going with lap 63 for the halfway point. So lights will remain on for the time being. We're currently on lap 48 of 125, closing in on the halfway point. And we'll probably take a break at about lap 63 as well, as lights on the pace car will go out. We will review your top 10, then go for a break, a non-commercial break as well, just so no one misses the action. It's going to be a little bit of a voice break as well, about halfway for about 5 laps, just so I could rest my voice just for a little bit. Replays will be shown. I'll still be here manning the cameras and everything else up here. So pace car pulls off. Dave Badillo still in control. He's been in control ever since this race had started. As the green flag is out, at 49, well, guess who well, 49 laps left, I should say, as we're on lap 50 now. Side by side for third place. Souza not giving up. He's finally going to make a move for second. This could be his highest position in the race. Somehow, someway, Souza manages to hang on to at least third place. Kyle Danik hangs on to second, and side by side for third is going to be Doucette and Souza. Those two have not left each other's sides. Oh, caution is out. Chris Forrester around. Same with Glenn Pressel. No, that's Derek Robinson. Chris Forrester also involved. Clifton Cockrell, I don't believe he was involved, but Chris Forrester and the 69 of Derek Robinson had made contact off turn number 2. Turn number 4, I should say, on the front straightaway. They barely made contact and tagged from behind. Oh, my goodness. And that will explain the damage that the 69 had gotten. We'll find out. Taking a look, and there's Derek Robinson dives to the inside. Oh, I think I was just at the wrong moment. And somehow, is that Forrester that was, no, that wasn't Forrester. That was somebody that was nearly involved, but a very great avoidance. That was a 77 of Riley Stenjum. Again, on board with him. About a lap's worth of onboard replay here. He almost got loose off that corner as well, so he's really wheeling this thing tonight. Man. Great heads-up driving, especially with all that contact all over the place. That'd be just a little bit nerve-wracking. So lap 55, 125, coming to lap 56 this next time around at the start-finish line. Lights are not out this time around, so we should be getting the one to go signal next time, and should be getting the green on lap 58. So lights will come off this time around. Lap 57 with a projected 19 minutes to go as of now by A2VO. Once again, that is projected, since of course, well, anything could happen. We could have a faster pace, slower pace, random green flag run. Other than that, green flag coming out here in a couple of moments. Pace car pulls off. Green is back out, underway once again. As Dave Badillo pulls away with the lead as usual. Kyle Souza finally makes his way up to second in real time. As far as across the start-finish line for his official highest position, well, that may be happening if he can get it off the corner here. Nope. Kyle Danik bows back on the outside. Those two will just not stay away from each other. So side-by-side battle in Canfield in the middle of all of that as well, as Ryan Doucette was pretty far up the track. Not sure if that was Doucette over 77, but there's drivers all over the place. Everyone trying to scramble for whatever position possible. That's our only side-by-side battle as of now as well, so we're looking at this on board from Chris Canfield. You know, he's doing his usual wheeling off the corner. Dirt tracking it off the corner is what I should say. I believe the looser the car, the better it handles, but that's just me. As there is the 18 of Webster, almost getting rear-ended by Canfield. Hanging on to it, however. Canfield almost made it 3 wide there. And everyone finally sorts it out single file for now, and this could be the run that I ironically mentioned. So before we go to break, we're going to take a look at this battle for 9th place, because Ryan Doucette just went down to the inside, and Garland Bennett's just going to let him by, slides up, somehow saves it. Oh, Stenjum may have put the bumper. I'm not sure 100%, but he may have put the bumper. It looked like it, but lots could happen is that Garland Bennett just had to move out of the way at the same time. So before we go to a voice break, before I go to a voice break, I should say, and let you enjoy the sights and sounds, Dave Badillo is first, and he started first. His lowest position was first, and his highest position was first place. So he hasn't really left this position ever since the start of the race. Kyle Danik, 1 position up from where he started. He currently sits in second. Same with Kyle Souza, except he is in third. He's 1 position up from where he started. Junior Harville, great job by him. 4 positions up. He resides in 4th. Keith Jeffrey, lowest position was 6th, as he currently resides where he started, 5th place. Tyler Chadwick, 1 position up from where he started. Samuel Roush, 11 positions up from where he started. Ryan Doucette, 6 positions down from where he started. He's going to be changing that in a few moments. Riley Stenjum, the most positions gained, 24th to 9th. And Chris Canfield, 5 positions up from where he had started as well. We're going to go I'm going to go on a voice break here, and I'm going to let you enjoy the sights and sounds here of New Smyrna. I will say that was pretty interesting to watch as, well, we had some great views of Chris Canfield still saving his car up turn number 4 as per usual. At this point, it really isn't even a surprise, but what is a surprise is Junior Harville has found his car, and there goes Keith Jeffrey around off the corner. Oh, into him as well. It's going to be the 19 of Glenn Russell III. Caution is out for the 5th time tonight. And unfortunately for Jeffrey, well, he didn't get contact, I don't believe. If it was, it must have been netcode. We'll see. Off of turn number 4, and yeah, that was severe netcode there. And Glenn Russell, just nowhere to go. 29 of Zach Murphy also hits the outside wall, trying to avoid that. We get an onboard look from Pressel. There's the wreck, and just no reaction time whatsoever. So, multiple drivers are now in pit road. And I am honestly not surprised a single bit. Pretty much everyone is in pit road aside from Doucette, Canfield, and Pressel III, and Steve Costley, and Jeffrey Harden. Basically 6th all the way through 17th have went to pit road. First driver off, Jeffrey Harden. Actually, no, that's Dave Badillo. Sorry, Dave Badillo is the first driver off pit road. Second driver off was going to be Kyle O'Danick, Junior Harville 3rd, 4th off, Souza, 5th off was Garland Bennett. So all these other drivers had to pit road. They have not yet went to pit road. So, lap 84 of 125, somehow, this race has actually gone by pretty quickly. So, lights on the pace car will remain on, so we will get the green flag on lap number 87, or coming to lap 87, I should say. Other than that, the lights on the pace car will go off this time by. Very interesting move by Doucette, especially to stay out. Canfield as well, and the same with Glenn Pressel. On their laps of tires, Ryan Doucette's on 31 laps. Chris Canfield is on 40, and Glenn Pressel is on 39 laps of fuel. Or, sorry, tires, I should say. So Doucette, the least of these top 3 drivers that are on the least worn tires. As far as everybody else, well, Glenn Pressel III, Dave Badillo is in a slight advantage, but not as much as Kyle O'Danick. He's got the inside lane. We'll find out what this start brings. Lap number 87 at the start-finish line. Pace car pulls off. Green flag is out. We are underway. Alright, Dave Badillo, the first driver on the least amount of tires, or on the most freshest tires, I should say, is already up to 3rd. Glenn Pressel the 3rd, following suit, trying to at least. He's way too slow, however. 42 laps of tires does that to you. Look at Badillo, he's going to move back up front, so unfortunately Dave Badillo has lost his lead lap streak. Well, he could get this back in a few moments. Going by Chris Canfield is probably going to wheel it off turn number 4 here, and he almost did. Looked like he was about to. Look at Stenstrom on the top side, 8 laps of tires, as compared to 7 laps of tires by a majority of the field. Meanwhile, Dave Badillo on the back bumper saying, "Hey Ryan, remember that lead that you took from me? Well, I want that back." And He's going to get that back by force. Well, hopefully not by literal force, because that would be a pretty interesting move. And look at Doucette. He's going to be protecting the inside lane here. He's going to battle for third on going in the back there in the background. It's Harville that was looking to the inside. Look at Dave Badillo down to the inside, mixing the move on Brian Doucette. Will Ryan be able to get the crossover? Caution is out just as Badillo takes the lead. Oh, that is the 75 of Steve Costley. He is around over on the front straightaway, just a two-car incident over in turn 4. Made contact with, I believe that is the 14 of Forrester, and it is. Just more than likely an accidental turn. And Costley has to sit there for a moment, recollect his thoughts after wondering what the heck had happened. Oh man, it looks like Forrester may have just come up way too quickly, anticipating that Costley would also move up. So drivers letting the lap car go around. I believe that's Keith Jeffrey, and it was. He will be back on the lead lap this time by. And Dave Badillo is back to leading his laps. Not all in a row, unfortunately, but it's about 10 laps short. 12 laps short, actually, of leading all the laps that we've completed so far. So lights will actually remain on this time by. So hopefully getting the 2 to green signal this time around. Sorry, should I say the 1 to green signal this time by. Pace car across the line this time by, and the lights will shut off. Field going to be back in control of Dave Badillo instead of the pace car this time by. Pace car pulling off. With 98 laps complete, we're heading to lap number 99. 125, closing in on 25 laps to go. Side by side for second as Canfield tries to battle Doucette. And on top of that back bumper is Stenjum. And he can't really go anywhere. It's like being on a highway with no lanes available. Finally, Canfield spins around. And the caution is out once again. Canfield immediately just going to take it off the racetrack. We saw that as it happened. Canfield, oh, he must have gotten a piece of the apron there. Look at that avoidance by Stenjum, though. Well, let's see what it's like from both of these drivers in cars. And he tried to save it. Unfortunately, he could not. From the in car of the number 77 of Stenjum. Try to look to the inside, decides against it, almost makes contact. Right here, it's just the apron. Great avoidance. So this is going to be an interesting final few laps as we are under 25 to go. It's going to be quite interesting to see if anyone can knock Dave Badillo off of his podium. So lights in the pace car will remain on this time by, and I believe we'll be getting the green flag on 20 laps to go if the lights go out next time by. So assuming the field is going a staggered double file, the lights will shut off a solid 20 laps to go when we come to the green flag. As the field will be in control once again of Dave Badillo. He's been nailing these restarts every single chance he's gotten. Pace car pulls off this time around. Field in control of the 16. And across the start-finish line, someone's already around. That is Samuel Roush in the back. A quick spin so fast that didn't even register as a caution. Ryan Doucette, however, will get a replay of that eventually. As Ryan Doucette tries to fight back on the outside. Dave Badillo makes contact. There goes Doucette. Collects 4 or 5 drivers. 2 drivers actually, and Souza is one of the major ones. As he is upside down, Doucette is riding the catch fence, and he'll take it off the racetrack as well. We'll get a replay of Samuel Roush's incident first off the start. Looks to be he just made, according to facts, shunted from behind unintentionally. But I believe that was Tyler Chadwick. May be incorrect on that one, but then there was the 7 and 71. Oh, 71 got loose and went into... Oh, man. I think that was a 21 as well. Now it's a 41 of Harville, I believe, that made contact. Either way, caution is back out once again as Souza is left up over on his roof with absolutely nothing to do. So 15 laps to go at the start-finish line. The next time by, next time the leaders cross the start-finish line, and the closer and closer we get to the end of this event, the closer and closer that Dave Badillo could be worried, because somehow Kyle Danik was in the lead at the time of the caution. I'm gonna actually double check on that. I'm gonna focus on the pace car here. Apologies for the solid black screen for a few moments, I actually want to see when the time of the caution was out for Kyle O'Danick to be in the lead. Oh, it's at the very last second. It's at the very last second, but the literal frame of caution, Kyle O'Danick was barely ahead, I believe. I'm not sure. Oh man, that is actually a very close one. So, not sure 100% about that. As we're back live right now. So, not sure how Kyle O'Danick had snuck his way into the lead. But he did, and he's taken the lead away from Dave Badillo. Remember, Badillo, his qualifying lap was 15.955 seconds. Kyle O'Danick's, well, both of their best lap times compared together. Kyle O'Danick has a best lap of 16.144. Dave Badillo has a 16.196. So that means O'Danick, as we're on single file now, that means O'Danick could be in control of this win, and Kyle O'Danick could be in line for this win, and he'll be in control of the field off of turn number 4. Well, green flag is out. Accordion effect in the back. We're going to keep an eye on everyone here, and we are good. And green. 12 laps to go the next time at the start-finish line. Riley Stenson on the inside. Well, he wants to go to the inside. He's going to the top side instead. Don't count out Stenson as well, because he could find his way into this battle. He's going to make his way down to the inside of Junior Harville. Slides ever so slightly, I believe, in turn 1 and 2 on the entry there. He'll take the preferred line away from the 41. And somehow, some way, he's going to make his way up to third. This could turn into a 3-car battle. His last lap time, his best last lap time, was his last lap time, a 16.276. He's got a clear field in front of him right now. With 10 laps to go, this could be doable for the 77. Well, side-by-side battle, aside from that, between Zach Murphy, well, never mind, Zach Murphy's going to slide up the track. That was between Chris Forster, who moves to 9th, and Tyler Chadwick moves to 10th. Lap time comparisons, well, 0.02 of a second faster than Dave Badillo's quickest lap time in this race. It's at number 77. Their previous lap time is the one that matters, though, and just ever so slightly slower than Badillo, but faster than the leader are both of these drivers. So Badillo could be finding his rhythm. He just has to hope for O'Danick to mess up. Last time around, well, slower than the top 3 is Dave Badillo. A little bit of a slide from Badillo off the corner. 5 laps to go this time by. 6 laps to go. No, actually it is 5 laps to go. Apologies. I was waiting for the ticker to change there for a few moments. So, lap time comparisons. Well, somehow faster that time around was Riley Stenson. He's closing in on Badillo. But if these two go side by side, that means the win is going to be easily taken away. Faster than both the top 3, or all the top 3. The driver that's fastest in the top 3 overall is Riley Stenson. So he is really closing that gap. He's closed the gap, but it won't be enough for the lead, I don't believe. It's too late at this point. He's still faster than the leader. He's going to have to get around the 16 of Badillo with 2 laps to go. 2 laps for O'Danick. 2 laps for Stenson. I don't think Stenson has anything left. And the caution is out. Coming to the white flag. 3-car incident. And over on his roof, the 3rd driver, Tyler Chadwick, we are just talking about him, as the white flag is going to fly along with the caution. So Kyle O'Danick will remain victorious just as Stenson was closing the gap on Badillo. The caution comes out to save Badillo and Odanik, but mainly Odanik, who has only led at this point in the race 18 laps. And it's going to be his 19th lap led at the start-finish line. As the checkered flag falls, and a little bit of a bump draft, congratulations from the 16. Kyle Odanik deserves it after 125 laps of this. Great job by Kyle Odanik to sneak by at the moment of the caution, just a few laps ago on caution number 8. Everyone's going to remain behind the pace car just to be safe. Friendly pit maneuver. I was expecting a friendly pit maneuver coming from the 16, and I think Kyle Odanik is going to pull it into pit road. Watch out for the pace car. And the pace car by. Congratulations to the 16 of Odanik. We'll get an interview with him in just a few moments, and we'll set up a moment of caution, if we can, on when Kyle Odanik had taken that lead. But before we get to that, actually, as we'll head back live temporarily, your finishing results for this race are Dave Badillo. We're going to hold off on that because that's already incorrect. Kyle Odanik, Dave Badillo, and Riley Stenjum, your top 3. Junior Harville and Glenn Presley III round out 4th and 5th. Rick Webster, Garland Bennett, Chris Forrester, Zach Murphy, and Steve Costley are 6th through 10th. Rounding out positions number 11th through 20th are Keith Jeffrey in 11th, Jeffrey Harden in he started 21st, Jeffrey Harden in 12th, 13th Tyler Chadwick, 14th is Souza, 15th Doucette, 16th Cockrell, 17th Roush, 18th is Canfield, 19th is Robinson, and 20th is Drew Krybeck. Adam Jocelyn out early on, unfortunately, after doing a 30-lap solo heat race. He comes home in 21st. Jason Perkins, 22nd. 23rd, Royce Scrivano. 24th, Brad Carpenter. And 25th is Gerald John. So your interview with your winner coming up. We will not go to commercial, as we're going to quickly switch over to Kyle Odanik, and we'll see what he has to say about that. We're going to see if we can get distance as well of what his distance was at the moment of caution for him to get that lead. Kyle Odanik, congratulations. You have just won a 125-lap event here at New Smyrna. Somehow, some way, you managed to pass Dave Badillo at the moment of caution. How was the entire race overall?
It was a ton of fun. It was. I knew it was me and Dave had the top 2 cars there, and when he had trouble, I knew I had to try and get him in case the caution came out, and I was able to take advantage of it.
Oh yeah, you definitely did a great job. They're currently working on a replay on that for trying to get a frame of that. But aside from that, how was the track out there tonight after essentially an extended period of time? Of course, a scheduled extended period of time due to the not usual 60 laps. You guys went for 125. What was your strategy for this race?
This is the race I was looking forward to. I been building a car for the longer runs all week, and we haven't got them, so I was able to take advantage of it today. But the track had a lot of grip, the cooler temperature, and yeah, we were flying.
Yeah, definitely flew. Did a wonderful job at that as well. So again, congratulations on that. So in fact, it looks like the moment of caution was pretty much right at the last second, just as you're a few fenders in front. Hopefully I could hopefully a shot will be coming up here on the broadcast in a few moments as I set that up. But I'm going to give you a chance to thank your sponsors early and just walk us through your entire race in general.
Yeah, I just want to thank SARA for putting it on. I'm part of EastWest Promotion, so we've been working with them trying to put this week together, and it's been a ton of fun. So glad to add this to it. And and thanks to everyone coming out and making this field really strong, making these wins really fun.
Well, yeah, it's definitely exciting. I finally got the a frame of the moment of caution. That looks virtually identical. The only difference I see is that you just barely have about, looks to be probably 2 or 3 inches of your front bumper in front of Dave Badillo's. So that was very, very impressive.
Yeah, I was honestly surprised that I got it, so I was pretty happy.
It's one of those things where you wonder, how did I get that? And then you look at the replay, and next thing you know, well, it's there. So that's what that yellow light is on the pace car there. The moment of caution as well. So that was very impressive. So I believe I asked you this already, but other than that, I don't know that you'd like to give a shout out to or thank for your race win here tonight.
No, just thanks to Keith Jeffrey. We've been working together for a while now, and not only with some cars and also, putting this stuff together. So it's been a lot.
We are going to go ahead and let you go. Congratulations on your win once again here at New Smyrna, and we hope to see you tomorrow night.
Thank you. We'll see you then.
So that was Kyle Odanik. As you see the replay of the final few moments, just as the caution came out, that gave Kyle Odanik the chance to get the lead. A beautiful camera angle, by the way, as well. It was absolutely impressive. So we are going to sign off here from New Smyrna. Remember, two more races essentially tomorrow night. One more event in general for tomorrow night. This is the once again Friday night's EastWest World Series, presented by EastWest Promotions and SARA, as well as T&T Family Investments. Tomorrow night we will have a schedule of 60 laps in the Tour Modifieds for their final race of the week, and as well as the Super Late Models in their 125 lap main event. So we hope to see you tomorrow night. If you want to keep up to date with anything Racing Line Broadcast Network oriented, go over to the Facebook page that we now have, which is still a semi-work in progress, but it is facebook.com/Racing Line Broadcasting Network, and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. And I have been Gary Weaver, and we hope to see you next time tomorrow night for the final race of at New Smyrna here for the EastWest World Series, presented by SARA, EastWest Promotions, and the T&T Family Investments. Good night.